Pumpkin Cake, Apple Bud, a true love story, written by Rose. One sunny day, Applebud is out walking when he sees his friend Pumpkin Cake talking with some friends outside Sugar Cube Corner. Applebud has been in love with Pumpkin Cake for at least 5 years. He hasn't even told her about his true feelings. He wondered if he could even walk up to her and tell, and every time he tried, he couldn't find the right words to say it. But today he was trying to get to tell her, but instead he found out why can't he even ask her out instead. So he walked up to her and she saw him. He walks up to her and asks, Pumpkin Cake, can we talk? And she answered, Sure, what's up? You know, that diner that opened, you want to go with me? Applebud looked at Pumpkin Cake and wait for the answer. He was hoping for she would say yes, but he was prepared for her she would say no. But then, to all his most dreams, when he heard her answer, Pumpkin Cake looked at Applebud and said, "I love to." "I'll pick you up at 7," said Applebud, and Pumpkin Cake then walks away with her friends. Meanwhile, Applebud just stayed there and looked at her. He had actually now asked her out on a date. He never thought she would say yes. And they have been friends since they were babies, and they grew up together, and he was ready to take the next step because he was truly in love with her, and he didn't know that she had some feelings for him as well. At 7, Applebud was waiting outside Sugar Corner. Then he saw Pumpkin Cake walking out. He was amazed to see her. He said, "Wow, Pumpkin, you look amazing. Thank you." And she just blushed. They walked together through this new diner, and Applebud couldn't take his eyes from her. He thinks that she is the most beautiful mare he ever seen in his life. Now he's actually glad that he asked her out on a date. At the diner, Applebud let Pumpkin Cake to order for them. She took, "I'll take a hay sandwich and a flour salad." "I have an apple sandwich and a fall salad," said Applebud. And the waiter said thank you and left for the kitchen. They both sat and talked for a while. During the dinner, they talked about almost anything they could come up with, like old childhood memories, even some memory from school. And even after they were finished with the dinner, Applebud chose for dessert, and he ordered a banana split. And, well, banana split was actually one of Pumpkin Cake's favorite dessert. While they was eating, Applebud tried to tell some jokes, but he was not so good at it. And Pumpkin Cake just laughed at his jokes, even they were not so, even was not so good. But she knows that he tries to make her laugh, and even he tried to make her laugh, even it was a bad jokes or even good stories. She has been in love with him for about 4 years, and every time she sees him, she can feel her heart flip around in her heart, in her chest, and even feel warm. And she can't feel her legs start to shaking. She can't stand without just look at him. She really loves him. After they left the diner, Applebud asked if he can walk Pumpkin Cake home, and she said yes. And while they were walking, Applebud looked at Pumpkin Cake and asked her, "Pumpkin Cake, can I ask you something?" "Sure," said Pumpkin Cake. Applebud was a little bit scared, but he gathered so much courage and told, "I love you." He was waiting for a response that she would love him, but instead he was shocked. "I love you too," said Pumpkin Cake. He was so shocked to hear that she really loves him too. Applebud then asked, "Do you want to be my girlfriend?" Applebud was waiting for her answer, and then Pumpkin Cake said, "Yes, I would love to be your girlfriend." And they continued walking, and outside Sugarcube Corner, Applebud got a kiss from Pumpkin Cake and said, "Thank you for a lovely date." "You, you're welcome," said Applebud. Pumpkin Cake then stepped inside, and before she closed the door, she looked at the Applebud and smiled and went and walked in. Applebud could not stop smiling and just feel so happy and even so much relief in his heart. After so long time, he actually have now asked her out and even be her boyfriend. He would never understand why. But then he realized true love always wins, even no matters what. And he walked home with a big smile and a fast beating heart and even feel warm inside. That was a sign of true love. Sometime after that, Applebud and Pumpkin Cake went out for more dates. Even some picnics, or even some went to the movies, or just dinner. Pumpkin Cake really appreciated that Applebud asked her out, and she really, really loves him so much. And even they celebrated their first hearts and warming eve together with her family. After 5 years, Applebuds and Pumpcake's relationship was still strong. And after 5 years, Applebud was planning to propose to his girlfriend. And on the next date, he did actually propose to her. And she said yes immediately. And the wedding was held at Sweet Apple Acres. After the wedding, they traveled to Manhattan for their honeymoon. And only 2 years later, Applebud and Pumpkin Cake was planning to start a family, and they did. And they got the news that they will have at least 3 children, triplets, and they got 3 daughters. The first daughter was named Cherry Berry, and she was interested in growing fruits like apples, like her family has. And she remained at the sweet apple acres when she was old enough. Their second daughter was named Honey Cake, and she was interested in bakery like her mother is, and so she started to work at Sugar Cube Corner when she was older. So that was happened when Applebud and Pumpkin Cake found their true love and had a family together.